It's like there's this opening from the heavens shining light below. And you know what's right below that light? Texas Card House. I think that means it's gonna be a good day, boys.
Another day, another purple poker. Here we are playing some 1-2. Playing 1-2 Texas Card House cash game.
A little 1-2 action, a couple flops, a couple turns, couldn't hurt, why not?
Maybe a river or two. Let's play some cards.
Let's get started for this roller coaster of a day. Under the gun straddles for 10. Middle position, low jack in the cutoff. Do the passive action and just limp. I'm in the small blind, the absolute worst position. I just limp. I can't fold this pretty of a hand. The big blind folds. We're going 5 ways to a flop, which comes 2, 10, 3, 2 diamonds. Smash this board. I want to bet here to protect my hand against any overcards that come on the turn or river. I bet $12 in the low jack and cutoff call. The turn is the 4 of spades. I'm not exactly sure where I'm at. I decided to slow down and check for pot control. The low jack now bets $30. The cutoff calls, and now trying to assess my hand. My 10 can be good. My flush draw is most likely good. So I make the call here. The river is the 7 of clubs. Doesn't look like too many hands get there. When I check and the low jack bets $75, the cutoff folds, making my life tough. If the cutoff calls, I can easily get away from this hand. But with top pair and a player that likes to bet when check 2, I do find a call here. And he flips over the very unusual pocket 7s. So he rivers me, and he's probably going to be betting here if he doesn't hit that 7 on most cases. So I'm okay with my call, and we start the session down.
This next one, 5 different people decide their hands good enough to play, not good enough to raise though. Whole lot of limpers to us. We're in the big blind with ace queen offsuit. We're definitely going to open this one up to $25. Folds around to the cutoff and they limp jam for $109. Folds back to me. I'd be a bit more worried if this was an early position player, but because they are in later position, I don't think that they're going to be slow playing any overpairs. I think at worst we're flipping here and they might even have a weaker ace. So I make the call for a little over $80 more. We're off to a board. It comes 7-3 queen, 2 hearts and a diamond. Turns of 5 of hearts and the river is the 5 of spades. I got top. I flip over ace queen and she shows me pocket 9s. Middling pocket pair there was a flip and we won it. Starting off the session running hot.
First hand for me, we got pocket queens under the gun +1. Let's go. I bump it up to $10 and we see calls from the cutoff and the button. Going 3 ways out of position to a flop of ace jack 5 with 2 diamonds and a spade. Normally, I'm probably not c-betting this board multi-way out of position. It's pretty likely one of them has an ace, but I do decide to do it this time. I make it $15, and both players make the call, so I'm not feeling really good at all. As the turn peels off the 7 of spades, it brings in the backdoor flush draw. I'm not betting anymore. I don't think I have the best hand. I check, but it does check around pretty quickly. So the river, when it's an offsuit 4, obviously, still not going to bet. I check. It checks around again. I show. And I'm good. We scooped this pot with pocket queens, second pair, in a spot that I definitely did not think I had the winner.
Back in the blinds, hijack bets $15, the button calls, and in the big blind with 5-6 of clubs, I call 15 as well. Going off to the flop, which comes 3-6 ace, 2 clubs. We flop a pair and a flush draw. I check. The initial aggressor bets $20 and the button calls. Now, I think about just calling here with the odds to hit my flush, and I have a pair and I can hit trips, but I actually decide to raise here because the hijack player could be betting with a very wide range like king jack, king 10 offsuit. I want to deny equity against his Broadway holdings, and the other guy can be holding a weak ace and fold to a raise here on the flop. So that's what I do. I raise it to $80. Unfortunately, neither of those situations happen. The hijack jams all in for $250. The button folds, and I do the math here. I have a ton of equity with my pair and my flush draw. I can't fold here. I make the call, hoping to hit my flush. Obviously not going to be ahead when he goes all in, unless he has a flush draw himself. The turn is an 8. The river is an 8. We have a bad 2 pair. Thankfully, we're running this twice. The second run out comes 4 of spades and queen of hearts. No help to us at all. The hijack flips over 6-3 offsuit for a 2 pair, which means we are chopping the first board and we lose the second board. Very weird of him to be opening 6-3 offsuit in the first place, but this hand kind of played itself and we lose a good amount of money here.
This hand we see the hijack open to $10, the small blind makes a call and I make the call as well. This guy had been playing super loose and showing down some absolutely garbage hands the whole night, so I want to play pots against him. Flop comes ace, king, deuce, 2 spades and a heart. It checks to him and he bets $17. I think he can be c-betting here with literally any 2 cards. Folds back to me and I make the call for 17. We got top pair. Turns a queen of hearts. It brings in 2 flush draws now. Jack 10 gets there. But other than that, not too much. I check to him and he bets $35. I consider raising here, putting some pressure on him because he can have a lot of draws here. However, I want to keep all of his garbage hands with absolutely no equity still in there. I make the call, planning to call a river bet. The river is the 10 of hearts. I check to him and he bets $75 this time. I know it's a scare card. The flush draw gets there. There's a 4-liner out there. All he needs is a jack for the straight. However, I think this small $75 bet is meant to look like its value. He's definitely capable of triple barreling here with absolutely nothing. I've seen him do it so many times tonight. This is the first time I picked up a hand against him, and I decide to make the call here, see what he's got. He shows me 9-8 of hearts. He turned and rivered the flush. I think he would have kept barreling on pretty much any river card that wasn't a heart as well. So unfortunate that it got there, but you know, it's the way she goes.
Next up for me, we got 9-7 of spades in the big blind. We see a limp, a button raised to $10, and a small blind call. I tag along and make the call as well, and the limper folds. So we're going 3 ways in the middle, position-wise, to a flop of Jack 7-4 rainbow with a spade. We've got middle pair, backdoor flush draw, backdoor spade draw. Small blind checks, I check to the aggressor, and he c-bets for $20. We see a small blind call, and honestly, I could get behind a fold here, as I'm pretty sure one of them has a jack, and therefore we don't have the best hand. But because the small blind called, I'm feeling a little sticky, and I make the call as well. The turn does not help us. It's a king, the king of clubs. It brings in a backdoor club draw, not the spade draw that we so desired. Small blind checks, I check, ready to give up. But the button now decides to check. Perhaps he did not like that king, as he maybe has a jack. So when the river is the 4 of hearts, it pairs the board, the draw is brick, and the small blind checks. I'm fairly certain there's only one way I'm going to win this hand, and that's by bluffing. So you guys say I got a tight image, and I think this is now the perfect time to use that tight image. I go for the $75 bluff with my pair of 7s, not thinking I'm good, trying to rep the king and scare away these Jack X holdings. We see a button fake raise, then fold just to mess with me, and then the small blind goes into the tank for a while. And he is thinking it over. He's a gentleman I've been chatting it up with all night. He knows me. He knows my image. He knows what I play. And he knows I've got the goods. He removes that card, that chip protector, gets ready to fold, and then places the chip back on his cards and keeps thinking, I'm trying to hold it together. Heart is pounding. And he eventually makes the fold. Obviously, we're going to show this one because bluffing is cool and bluffing is fun, like we say, and we scoop a nice pot with the bluff here.
Things are not going our way. We move tables trying to change our luck, and we look down at a hand that can do those type of things. Pocket aces. Middle position bets $15. I re-raise him to $50, and the button cold calls. That means the button called a 3-bet without putting any chips in previously. When it folds back to middle position, he now 4-bets to $125. A tiny 4-bet. If he did 4-bet a regular size, I probably could call. And although I'm not going to be 5-betting very often here at all, I'm trying to get value from ace, king, queens, jacks, and pocket kings. So I rip it all in here for $328. The button folds. Some of his dead money's in the pot, and now middle position snap calls me. That is amazing news. He tells me pocket kings. Wow, what a spot. We run it twice. First board comes Jack 2, 5, 2, 6. We are good. The second board, however, comes Queen 6, King, all diamonds. The turn, however, is the 3 of diamonds. We pick up the nut flush and we win the second board. Now, watch this. The dealer counts out my chips, $328. The person in middle position only stacks out $220. I don't see this in real time. I push the pot to me. I'm trying to record, I'm not counting the money myself. I don't notice this until 2 hands later when I go up to the floor and explain the situation, and I tell the floor, here's my video. I could tell the dealer did not give me the right amount of chips. It does not matter. The hand is apparently dead. This honestly, guys, tilted me a lot in the moment that I lost out on $100 because of a dealer mistake. And you know what? My head probably wasn't in the right spot to continue, but we do continue here. Only down 200 now after that big win.
This hand we're +1. We got Scottie Pippen, pocket threes. I decide to open it up here to $7. We get a call from middle position, hijack, and the small blind. We're off to flop 4 ways. It comes 6, 3, 7, 2 hearts, and a club. We got bottom set on a pretty juicy board. I see bet here for a little over pot, $25. Middle position folds, and the hijack raises to $100. Folds around to me, and I only have a little under 160 to start the hand. I had lost a few pots and hadn't had a chance to top up yet. I'm definitely not going anywhere here on this board, hoping he has some sort of draw. So I rip it all in for a little over $150. He calls the extra $50. The turn's the ace of hearts. Immediately the flush draw gets there. Not liking that card too much. The river's the 10 of diamonds. I flip over my set, half expecting to be beat by a flush, but he flips over pocket eights, about the best case scenario. We had him drawing super slim on the flop. Hopefully this hand can turn this session around for us.
Next up, we look down at ace-jack offsuit on the big blind. There is an under-the-gun straddle and a lot of callers. I end up being the 5th caller as we go 6 ways. And a little fun fact before the flop, I thought that this was just a raise. The under-the-gun player had not straddled all night. He was the guy right to my left. And so I thought he was opening. Had I known this was a straddle, maybe we can think about raising here with our ace-jack. Nevertheless, we are going a lot of ways to a flop, which comes king deuce 3 with 2 hearts. We are holding the ace of hearts, but we're not feeling good enough to lead out here multi-way. I check, and it does check around. The turn is one of those cards we like to see. It is the ace of clubs. It's the second club on board, and now I definitely think it is time to put out some money into this pot. I bet $30, and we see only one caller, a guy in middle position. Honestly, pretty good case scenario here. Let's head to a river, which hopefully is clean. It's kind of not. It's the 2 of clubs, bringing in the backdoor club draw, pairing the board, and making it so now we chop with any ace. I'm going to go into check call mode here. I check, and he checks it back. We announce an ace. Ace is good. We take down this pot.
We're down about $300 here when we're in the hijack with ace king of spades. We've topped up to $300 again. Under the gun limps, middle position limps, the low jack limps, which means they're just calling $2. I re-raise to $15. The button makes the call, under the gun makes the call, middle position calls our nemesis, and the low jack folds. The flop comes 2 king queen with 1 spade. When it checks to me, I bet $25. I think this bet should be a little bit bigger. Middle position is our only caller. The turn is the jack of hearts. I see no reason to not continue, but this is not a great card, as king jack, queen jack, they all pick up 2 pair here. When I'm at 40, he now re-raises me to 140. There are bluffing combinations here, like queen 9 of hearts can turn his hand into a bluff. I'm thinking jack 10, queen 10 can turn their hands into bluffs in this situation. For that reason, I do make the call, and I'm in position. That's a great thing. The river is the 6 of clubs. The hearts brick out, and now middle position bets $220. I only have about 236 in my stack, so basically puts me all in. I really think this is a gross spot with only top pair and top kicker. I don't like the situation. I have 1 card that blocks ace-10. Obviously hate this spot. Still a little bit frazzled from the whole night of losing. I don't know what to do in this situation, but I do stick my chips in the middle and make a crying call here. Unfortunately, this time it is the wrong call, as middle position has 9-10 for the straight. He takes all of my money back from the ace's hand, plus more and more, so this hand and whole session did not go great for me.
After moving to Rosie's table, hitting that set and doubling up, I'm feeling a lot better. Got a solid stack in front of me. We see an open from middle position to 15, and the cutoff makes a call. These were 2 of the looser players at the table who had also been playing really passive, so I think this is a great spot to put pressure on him. And just like that, God blesses me with a beautiful hand against him on the button. 9-3 of hearts. I 3-bet to $60. To my surprise, both of the opponents make the call. We're off to flop 3 ways. Flop comes 6 queen 4, 2 hearts, just the flop I was looking for. Checks to me, and I throw out a bet of $55. Both of them return their cards to the dealer, and we scoop in a little $120 extra profit.
Into the game for $700, out for $0.
I'm still playing, down about 50. We'll see if we can turn it around.
Yeah, I'm still playing too, about even right now, so table's not that good action, but we'll keep running it up.
Yeah, not much to report from today. We'll see if we can do something.
If you made it this far, you are a true next gen follower. I love you so much. And if you want to comment what I have this hand, as proof that you made it this far, I might give a chip away to one of you guys. So we look down at Queen Jack in the cutoff, hoping to make a comeback today. We see one limp, the hijack raised to 10, I make the call, and the button calls. The small blind calls and the big blind calls. Keep in mind, guys, the limper calls too, and we're 5-handed, meaning this is a family pot. We're going always 5 ways to a flop of Queen Jack 6 with 2 diamonds and a heart. We flop top 2. It checks to the hijack, who c-bets for $15. Definitely could get behind a raise here. I elect just to call. I might like a raise a little bit more because we're so multi-way. I think I made a little mistake there. The small blind calls as well, and we had 3 ways to the turn, which is the 7 of hearts. It brings on a second flush draw, and now when the hijack continues for 30, it's now time to put in that raise. I make it 100. The small blind folds, the hijack thinks about it, and makes the fold as well. We don't win super big pot, but it takes us out of the red and into the black. Let's go.
Comeback complete. If you made it this far, you are a true Next Gen fan, and I thank you so much for watching my bonus hand in the black, boys. Let's go. On to the next one.